We're installing Lambo doors on the 240.
So basically, you need to take fenders, skirts, all that fun stuff off so I can get access to little hinges down there. So you ever need something to cut zip ties? Dognail clippers, literally the best thing in the entire world. Alright, so now that I've got all that shit off there, basically, what I need to do now is I need to actually look at getting these guys off. Both top and bottom hinge, you need to get this guy free so I've got some room so that it doesn't get pinched. And then I need to get this little door holder guy off right here. That way it doesn't hold the door back. Basically, what I'm going to do now is try to get the little guy that holds the door from opening too far. Try to get this guy freed up and get this out. Pliers are not going to work for that, so we're going to grab a hammer, see what a hammer does. Now I should be able to use pliers. Not easy to do while I'm filming. There it is. Yeah, that's what I needed to get out. Basically, what I gotta do now is there's 2 screws here, and you gotta remove this because this isn't gonna do you any justice if you're trying to open your doors that way. The problem is that's gonna fall somewhere into this ghetto half door that I have. So let's see how that goes. Alright. Alright. So I think I just gotta kind of toss this in there and I'll find that later. Alright, so now I got that little door holder thingamajig off there. What I need to do now is keep the door in the same place. So what I fucked up on previously when I did the passenger side door is we basically just took the entire door off the car to do everything, which made it a pain in the ass because we then had to try to get the hinge on the actual door and then bolt everything up to right here, which was fucking horrible because once we did that, all the gap on the bottom of the doors was completely off. So it took me like 2 days to get everything realigned so that we could actually put the door back together. So basically what I did is I ran to Lowe's because this kit didn't come with anything at all to hold the door in place, and I actually grabbed these little guys here, and basically what these are is if you go to Lowe's in the like closet door department, they have these little things that hold sliding doors, and I basically went on and I broke off part of the little guy there and made it so it's just basically like a little L with a wedge. So I'll take these guys in any spot where the door is going to want to break free or move location. I'll take these little wedges and I'll pop them down into the door gap, like right in there, and then I'll do the same thing coming back over here to try to hold all this gap the same. So now that I got all 4 of those guys in there holding the door gap, now comes the fun stuff, and now we're actually going to pull all 4 bolts on each hinge and then free this guy up so I have space. And then once we get that done, I'm going to grab this guy right here, it's a big old hinge, and get that mocked up to bolt on to this guy. So we'll start doing that, and I'll make Deidre film. Think those are a 14? I don't know. 12s. God damn it.
I feel like most people have issues with 10 mils, but for us it's 12 for some reason, isn't it?
I have one. So now we're just gonna hope that my little ghetto rig method will actually hold the door. Actually, I think I'm gonna tap those Most people might not want to be like that, but if you didn't know this car or seen the transformation of this car, it was like all spray painted, and this car probably should have been in a junkyard when I got this car. So I don't really care if I like ding up the actual rockers because they're not pretty. So another trick that I was figuring, and I've seen a few people actually do this install, is you actually want to try to keep all of this gap the same. So your best bet is if you can do a line across a few different parts. That way, when you actually go to put the door back like lined up, you can make sure these lines will actually line up across the door. So I'm gonna do a few different spots on the top and bottom of the door. Cut those guys. Because I'm actually trying to do things right this time, unlike the last time, so don't fucking spend a few days trying to line things up. So now back to this one. Pop all these hinges off. These are like the first bolts on this entire car that didn't snap in half trying to take off this car.
I feel like every bolt that is touched on this car somehow gets struck into it.
Jesus Christ. One factory hinge and bolts off. There goes those guys. Those weren't held up high enough. But at this point, I don't care. That's hinged. It works. Fuck it, I guess. That's why we taped everything. Because even though everything fell down, you can see how this line is now off that line. So now I know when I put the door back up, it's got to be up like that and lined up. And then I'll just come back to these guys when it comes time to actually bolt the door up, because I know those basically perfectly fit like up in the gap. So we'll do that. Now the only questionable part I'm going to run into again is this little stud. So on the kit, it doesn't actually make it wide enough to go through that. So on the last side, I actually had to grind that smooth. But I grinded that smooth because when they give you the kit, they provide you with like grade like 3 bolts. Yeah, so these came with these guys. Grade 4.8 bolt. And these fuckers are literally like hollow. Here's one right here that snapped right inside the case. So I ran up to good old trusty Royal King, grabbed these little guys, and these are actually grade 8.8. So these should actually hold what I need to. Start.
Go.
Well, now I get to have this fun. Now where I'm at is, I feel like it's gonna be more complicated trying to put the door on and off. It's not gonna want to line up. See, this is where I need to do something I didn't do yet. Oh my god, that thing's like fucking I glued in there. That's not good. So I had to get this out to give me. Ow. It didn't feel good. I gotta get this free so that way I can actually have like room to put that guy in there. Let's just test fit this guy up there. Alright, so that'll go there, and then I'll have to get those guys on there, but that's the problem. So yeah, I'm gonna have to grind this guy out to get that dowel in there, to get that to sit flush, and then bolt that up. But before I go that far, I need, give me that marker really quick, I need your leg. So another annoying part about installing this is, on the chassis of the car, you've got this little guy. And that little guy can't be there anymore because it's raised so high and it's not flush. I actually need to bang that out. So I need to find a sledge. So I could play it safe. Or I could play it unsafe.
Let's always go unsafe first.
Everybody's probably cringing at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh. So they kind of grease up the hinge. I forgot about that. And now I'm covered in like hinge cum. I'll throw some bolts in here just to get everything tested out. See, this is where I ran into an issue last time. So what I'm gonna try doing is bolting up the bottom bolts first, because last time the bottom bolts like bolted up fine, but the top ones didn't want to. So I had to like grind a bunch off the top bolts to actually like make them fit. Yeah, I have to grind all these bolts out. Yep, those don't want to line up now.
I see a wild Trevor.
So yeah, that's gonna be a bitch. What up, Trav?
Trevor!
That looks fucking crazy. That's fucking sick.
It's gnarly looking.
It sucked ass, I'm just gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
It was literally terrible.
I bet.
I picked like the coldest week to do it too.
Fuck all that.
Basically, what we're doing is this shit doesn't fit, so you have to grind this whole fucking top thing to actually give it more space so that way it can actually bolt up to those top bolts. It's fucking stupid. Part of it broke off.
I've seen that.
Where did the tip go?
It broke off.
Yeah. Between your feet.
But it's gonna be a pain. Last time I just did it, I just found I was able to get 3 of the bolts to bolt in, but I took the door off and I did that.
You don't want to do that with this side.
I really didn't want to, but I might. It's already basically off at this point. Like it's barely on.
Like if you open it, it would come off.
Yeah, but
Oh,
the problem
shit.
is I didn't undo the harness first.
Mm.
All right, so now what I'll do is I'll take this off. I'm just gonna take the door off. It's gonna be easier this way, because that way I can at least get the things lined up. And I got my marks, my tape marks.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
It's not terrible. No, it's not that heavy. If I can get this bolted up easier now that I don't have the door getting any resistance.
Jesus.
I feel like that's probably right about where it needs to be. We'll try it there, and if I need to grind somewhere else, I'll grind somewhere else, but I need to... Ingenuity. I'm trying to make this thing not move.
Oh my god.
So basically what I gotta do now is there's like, right here, it's like doesn't bolt up, so I gotta put a notch in this top, so that way I can make it so I can actually put a bolt in there. I'm guessing if that's gonna be where the bolt needs to go. Okay, so I need to try to figure out if I'm getting wide enough. Almost. Oh man, apparently I burnt myself pretty bad. I got a blister now.
Oh.
That up here, that's good. But problem is when you're like cutting it, it's like flat, and then it's like you're coming in and it wants to cut it like this. So you have to try to get it to cut level. So I'll probably have to just get this notch started, pop the hinge off the door, and then go back through and do it. So that way it wants to actually cut at an even level, but I gotta figure out where I want the notch first. Alright, so I think that's pretty wide enough for that bolt to come through. Now what I need to do is get it to be able to go through the back side, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. See how it's like cutting out like just like a coned angle?
Yes.
Now I gotta try to get that to cut at like a straight angle in there. So that way it's actually gonna go all the way through instead of just being a notch. I'm actually gonna switch the tip on the Dremel and go to one that's not a cone. 'Cause we're not professional here. It works. If it fits, it ships, right? Jesus Christ. I can work on a car, but I can't follow steps to it.
Is this gonna be OSHA approved?
No, nothing ever
Definitely
is.
not.
getting there. It's like the weirdest feeding position I've ever had.
Probably could have found an easier way to do this.
Yeah, but it's just, you know, we're just doing this. Probably should wear safety goggles too, but we're not doing that either. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but it might be enough. Let's just hold it up there and see what it's gonna do. It just depends if it'll let me bolt up the other bolts once I got this one bolted in. We're already further than we were at the beginning. Oh, baby. Bro, tell me why my bitch ass just notched this entire thing and the bolt's not even in the notch spot.
Oh my god.
Alright, so that should be good because the door should be based off of that, right around that level and hinges, and I can move this if I need to. So I think I'm good. So now the next thing I need to do is pop this back off again, and I need to see if that'll, if I can get it to mount up to the door. Recap, what I just did is this is all notched, bolt fits in there and everything, bolts up to all three, or all four of these bolt holes. Now the biggest thing I need to figure out, which last time on the other door we had a little bit of issue, was there's only 3 mounting points. For some reason these mounting points don't like to mount up, even though they made this hole big as balls and this one's tiny. It doesn't like to mount up from last time on the top one. So I had to grind up and get kind of close to that. So, yeah. Yeah, we knew these weren't bolt on when we bought them. So now I need to find more bolts. I lost a lot of washers. Oh, you farted.
No, I stepped. There's shit all over the place.
I don't want to judge what you do with your life. You do you, girl.
No.
This is where Trevor gets to have a fun time. Damn it, I need a wrench. Are you having fun, Trevor?
You're gonna kill me.
That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
Gotta keep you on
You
your
don't look
toes.
very excited.
Alright, so I think this is where it's majorly off. Yeah. Yeah, that's not even close. I feel like I could get a bolt in this one. So I can get a bolt in the top two, but not the bottom one. So I get to do more grinding. Because it's pretty far off.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's actually really close. That's like really close. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Because now that I got it like...
Might be able to. Or just grind it a little bit.
Holy shit. We don't have to modify any of this.
Nice.
Basically, we just gotta get the door bolted on, and then once it bolts on, it's like, cool, it goes, but it's not gonna shut, because, let's just give an example over here. So, one of the issues I ran into first off was, instead of normal door, it kind of opens like this door kind of opens out, and then goes up. So I was hitting here, and I was hitting here, so I had to grind down that, and then another situation I ran into was, when you open the door, there's a piece, like, inside the actual side skirt, and the side skirt actually, suppose you can see where it bolted, it actually goes in here. And it's too much of like a gap to actually shut the door. And there's also a lip on top of this skirt right here. And that lip prevented it from actually wanting to shut. So once I got that done, it shut. Funny thing is, this door never actually shuts if I own the car. As you can tell, there's like dents and shit all over the door. Or from like trying to get this door shut. But it shuts now.
Yeah.
So now we get to see if everything will bolt up. Not only everything will bolt up, I get to sit here for fucking ever and try to align this thing because these hinges are really confusing. Alright, so. I feel like I should be good with that, and if I need to, I can kind of fiddle it from there. I don't want to do this next part. Now it's latched. There we go. I think I need the whole thing to go that way. Okay, but I need, this is touching here now. So this is almost boltable. So basically what I'm trying to do right now is, there's 3 bolts that hold the hinge to the door. 2 of them are lining up. Bottom one doesn't want to line up. So I need to find a way to get that bottom bolt to line up. But you can see there's like, you get distance. You can push the bottom of the door and get it there, which it needs to do regardless because it's pushed out really far right here. So I can get it up there, but it doesn't want to go.
Yeah, that did not look comfortable.
Sounds like a young Danny is pulling up.
Oh, it does.
That VR6 life.
A wild Danny.
What's up, players? Oh, what's up? What's up,
Oh, hello.
We got Trevor, Mike, Deidre, and a camera.
Yes. And you got Chipotle.
Yeah, look at all this sour cream. Oh.
Swimming.
Okay, so can we try to pull your way this way, Trevor? Like, no, like out. Like you're opening the door? Jesus. Why is this the longest pull to ever exist? Alright, you guys are fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah, if you let go, probably drop down a little bit, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that did not look like fun.
My ass hurts. Gross that looks.
Ew! Oh my god! It's disgusting.
I got boo-boos.
It's not a fun process, so if you plan on doing this, don't. Alright, so basically at this point, as you can see, we got these lined up after the world's most annoying thing ever. So all 3 of these bolts are now hooked in for the hinge. And then all these are mounted up. Everything seems good, like we have good clearance here. It's a little tight, but good clearance over there. And then back here is pretty decent. I need to line it a little bit, it's a little low. So I'll probably have to move those hinges just a tiny bit and move it. But the door shuts, everything moves. So at this point, Trevor gets to help me.
Woohoo!
No.
So basically what we're doing is the gas strut that holds this up. So I gotta get this right here into one of these holes. So I'll have to get this jounce. And so what we'll do is I'll have you open the door and then you're gonna have to lift the door up. Like, yeah. Higher, right there. Alright, should be good to let go.
It's magic.
Steez, that's steezing right there. Cut out more of the quarter.
It's not hitting here. It's not hitting here. I think it dropped a tiny bit, but not enough that I'm concerned.
No.
Because all that looks good.
Not as good.
Basically, the stupid shit we have to do now is this right here. You have to like thread this out and then run this bolt, and this will actually be my stop. So when you go to shut the door, that'll stop it and tell it the height to go, so then it can actually close the door. So, gotta grab a wrench. Alright, let's try that out. That's 6 inches too low. This thing's super weird though, because like when you move it, if you move it like a tenth of a turn,
Yeah.
it like raises it like an inch.
5 o'clock? Yeah. Well, it's a drinking.
Look at that. Barely moved it, and look how low
It's lower now. Jesus.
Bro! I barely moved it!
Did it work?
No, look how high it is! You literally have to do like by a quarter of a turn at a time. Bro. See, that's it?
Yay!
It works.
Success.
Yeah, so we're good there.
So it's done?
No, I gotta trim a bunch of panels and fucking hate my life. And then I also gotta figure out how to get these cords back through here so I can like re-hook up all my plugs. Me and Alex had a fuck of a time doing this, and Alex is a master technician at Nissan.
Oh.
Would you like a hand mic?
Ah, I got it. Trevi, I'm gonna like finger fuck this cord through here. Can you try to plug that in there?
You got it, Trev.
That looks like not very much fun.
No.
Ugh, that hurt my finger. Like reaching around a roll cage and a halfway cut in half dash. So that should be good. So everything's plugged back up. Well, that's just good to go. Now I can clear everything else out of the way.
Lift both of them up.
And hate my life because I need to figure out how to readjust and mount the fenders, and then I have to mount the side skirts.
Hang on, get this hard flex going really quick.
Woohoo.
Look how good my door cards are.
Yeah, I'm in the way. Excuse me.
It's hitting right here. That's hitting. I think I'm gonna try moving the whole fender a little bit forward. Basically what I'm doing right now is how these open. So normal doors open like just like that. These ones come out and then like that. So when they come out, it's hitting top of the fender, and then we're hitting right there too, because you see how big far that comes out. So what I need to do is for sure move the fender back, and then I'll probably have to take that bottom down there and try to push that down a little bit, which is fine because that's not even lining up. Yeah, let's try moving the whole fender forward a little bit. Right there, probably, do you? If I have it right there, that clears everything if I do it like that. Like right there, you think? It's a gap, it's not like a huge gap.
Uh-oh.
What's hitting? Oh, I need to fucking trim. God damn it, I forgot to do that. I gotta take it back off. Alright. Basically now at this point, my stupid ass mounted the fenders. And then, after mounting the fenders, I forgot this whole piece right here hits the actual like inside of the frame when it goes up. So I need to cut this off.
Same, Trevor.
There.
Beautiful.
So, no more rubbing on the fender. Fender clears. Now, the next one, trimming the side skirts.
Great.
So basically what I'm running into now is with the side skirts, there's like this whole step thing right here, and then there's this whole guy right here. And this is too thick because it's made like shit. That's too thick and it won't actually let me shut the door. You can already see where it's been rubbing the door. So I gotta take this off here, and then I gotta take this whole top piece off, and I'll probably have to do what I did on the other one and probably take all this off too. That's that. Precise cutting. First try Fridays. Just kind of a recap of what I just did there. I had to trim all the side skirts and everything down basically because the kit I have has like a big lip that goes inside the door, as you can see like right here. And it actually keeps the door from shutting because it hits that. And then right back here where this gap is, it kind of like rolls over. You can see where the hole was. And it hits the inside of the door right here because it's not perfectly straight. So basically just had to trim all that down to stop that from touching everything. We'll throw down hoe down here. Driver's door opens fine. Passenger door opens fine. LAMBO door installed.